Now to the other big story, the COVID-19 crisis in Canada. Here's a look at the breakdown of cases. Close to 77,000 people have contracted COVID-19 in this country. Tonight, there are still more than 32,000 active cases of COVID-19. The good news is that more than half of the patients have recovered from the virus. Quebec is the hardest hit province. It recorded more than 700 new cases today, and 79 more people died in just 24 hours. More businesses are set to reopen next week, but it will look very different from what we're used to. Restaurants and retail services in BC are preparing to welcome customers back with plexiglass installed at dining tables and at checkout counters. There will be regular deep cleaning, and staff will be donning masks as they serve patrons. While many Canadians are itching for more freedom, will they be willing to step out and resume regular activities? As Mike Drolet reports, it depends on what those activities are.
Call it testing the waters. All across the country, Canadians are dipping their toes in freedoms we've taken for granted. Toronto closed many of its streets in the name of biking and fresh air, while golfers took to the links.
I've been itching.
In record numbers.
We sold out within minutes of opening our online booking.
It speaks to how long we've been living in isolation. In a new poll conducted by Ipsos on behalf of Global News, the results are clear. Canadians want out. It's no surprise as Calgary Mall had a lineup when it opened, because that's where 63% of Canadians said they'd like to go. And Edmonton patios were clearly humming for a reason. 60% say they can't wait to go to a restaurant.
It's been a long time. We certainly needed it, that's for sure.
But the polling also shows Canadians haven't forgotten the reason we've been in isolation so long.
I'm not one of the people who think that we should open up quite yet.
COVID-19 is still a very real threat, which is why only 32% say they'd stay in a hotel and 18% would go to a sporting event. In what could be a preview of NHL, NBA, and baseball games in North America, the German Bundesliga kicked off with nary a fan in the stands, although the supporters of one team made 12,000 cutouts of themselves to make the players feel less alone. And when Danish singer Mads Langer performed at a drive-in, he showed the summer may not be completely lost when it comes to concerts, especially when considering 22% of Canadians feel comfortable going to live shows right now.
How many people are going to want to go to a show where they could come into close proximity with sweaty strangers who may be infected? That's the bigger problem.
Toronto band July Talk has a couple of drive-in shows planned for August, and other bands are planning similar shows in BC.
Frankly, it's better than nothing. I mean, it's great to be able to see these virtual shows using Skype and Zoom and YouTube and Instagram and all the rest of it, but there's nothing that can really replace the atmosphere of a live performance with you actually being there with other like-minded people.
And the sad truth is it could be a year or longer before concerts and arenas start looking normal again, so we might as well get used to it. Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.
The new series that goes inside the COVID-19 pandemic, from the front lines to the everyday heroes helping us cope with the unprecedented change. Coronavirus, the new reality. A Global News special, Sundays at 7 on Global.